Hey, what's up guys, Klein here. So for today, we're gonna look at another interesting build for BT06, which is Eosmon. With BT06 just a few days away, why don't we discuss another interesting archetype for BT06, which is Eosmon. So the Eosmon archetype is somewhat similar with the Diaboromon, but the thing is with Diaboromon, all the Diaboromon are level 6s. On this archetype, your Eosmons can be level 4, level 5, even level 6s. So let's start with our Digitama. We have the 4 copies of a new Digitama for green. For BT06, we got Pinamon or Pinamon. So what Pinamon does is, once per turn, whenever we attack and we are attacking our opponent's Digimon, we get to draw 1 card. So drawing cards is always good on any card game, and green finally has the Digitama, which allows you to draw cards. Okay, moving on to our level 3s, we have the new BT06 card, which is Morphmon. So what Morphmon does is, whenever he gets deleted, we get to reveal the top 5 cards of our deck, and then we add 1 Minoa Bellucci, or the Tamer card for Eosmon, and 1 Digimon card with Eosmon on its name among those cards on your hand. This rookie is like your Shoutmons or Agumons or your Strabimons and Flamemons. But the thing is, with Morphmon, you are actually digging up for your Eosmon and your Eosmon Tamer. Okay, so next on our rookie list, we have the 4 copies of Wormmon. So what Wormmon does is, on deletion, we get to reveal the top 3 cards of our deck, and then add 1 level 4 or level 5 Digimon cards among them onto our hand. The keynote here is that it doesn't have to be a green Digimon, it could be any color. And with Eosmon being a white Digimon, you can still get Eosmon if you get to reveal your Eosmons with your Wormmon's on deletion effect. So Wormmon does a really good job, just like Morphmon, on digging up more of your Eosmons. Okay, so next on our rookie list are the 3 copies of the BT3 Terriermon. So Terriermon is here just to prevent your opponents to gain memories other than using Tamer effects. So with Terriermon, you can prevent those Hammer Sparks or Jack Raids or other memory gaining option cards. Okay, lastly on our rookie list are the 2 copies of Goblimon. So Goblimon is like a flex spot. I just want to include some 2 drops for my decks, so that just in case I wanna memory start my opponent, I still have those 2 drop rookies. So if you want to change your Goblimon onto other Digimons, feel free to do so. I just included him for memory efficiency purposes. Okay, so now we're moving on to our level 4s. First, we have the new card from BT06, which is the level 4 Eosmon. So what this Eosmon does is that whenever we hard play him, we can freely play our 4 cost or below Tamers, white Tamers. But the drawback is that your opponent can also play for free one of their Tamers. So be really careful on hard playing this Eosmon, because there are times that it is more advantageous for your opponent to freely play their Tamers versus you playing your Tamer for free. Another thing is that if you don't have any Tamers on your hand, and then your opponent does have a Tamer and you play Eosmon, even though if you don't play any Tamers, your opponent can still play a Tamer for free. So be really careful on hard playing this Eosmon level 4. Okay, moving on to our next level 4s, we have the 2 copies of both Kabuterimon and the Woodmon blocker. So I always want to do a split on my blockers, because there are tons of effects wherein your opponent can just delete your 5k or below Digimons. And having a 5k blocker, yes, it only costs 1 to Digivolve, but there's a high chance of your Kabuterimon blockers getting deleted by other cards, just like Shoutmon DX or with the new Hackmon Digivolution line. So I always want to include some 6k blockers, which may come in handy just in case your opponent does have those types of cards. Okay, so now we're moving on to our level 5s. We have the 15, yes, you are not mistaken, we have 15 copies of the new level 5 Eosmon from BT06. So the thing with Eosmon, I mean specifically with the level 5 Eosmon, is that you can have up to 50 cards of the same card number as this card in your deck. So do take note though that you can't have like 50 level 4 Eosmons, because even though it has the same name, it has a different card number. So we can only have 50 cards with Eosmon level 5. So Eosmon level 5 skill is that whenever we attack with him, we can play one level 5 or lower Eosmon from our hand without paying its memory cost. So this Eosmon is really good on swarming our opponents, as well as just freely freely hard playing our level 4 or another level 5 Eosmon. So yeah, 15 copies of Eosmons won't really fail you. Okay, since that's our only level 5 on this deck list, now we're moving on to our level 6s. We have the 4 copies of the level 6 Eosmon. So what this Eosmon does is that whenever we Digivolve him, for each Tamer you or your opponent have in play, we may place one level 5 or lower Eosmon from our trash at the top of this Digimon's Digivolution cards. In any case that we add like 2 or more Eosmon onto our Digivolution source, we get to delete one of our opponent's Digimon. Another bonus skill for this level 6 Eosmon is that whenever it's our turn, for every 3 Digivolution cards on our Digivolution source, we get Security +1 attack. So if we have like 6 sources for this Eosmon, we get Security +2 attack, and so on and so forth. So this Eosmon is a really good card on if you want to delete some problematic Digimons on your opponent's side of the field, as well as just giving tons of pressure on your opponent, since we get to add more security attacks on this Eosmon for every 3 cards on our Digivolution source. The thing is, this Eosmon costs 5 to Digivolve, so be very careful on Digivolving onto your level 6 Eosmon, because it might swing the memory turn onto your opponent. So Eosmon does a really good job on just deleting and keeping more pressure to your opponents. Okay, so since we are quite reliant on white Tamers for this deck list, we're now going to discuss our white Tamers. So first, we have the 4 copies of the new Tamer card from BT06, which is Minoa Bellucci. So this is the Eosmon Tamer card for BT06. So her effect is that first, it has the generic Tamer effect of if you have 2 memory or less, we get to set our memory to 3. Another skill is that whenever we play an Eosmon, we may suspend this card and reveal the top 3 cards of our deck. And then we can add 1 Tamer card or 1 Digimon card with Eosmon on its name among those onto our hand. So this Minoa Bellucci Tamer card actually solves the problem of running out of cards from your hand if you every turn hard play a level 5 Eosmon, because we can dig up for more Eosmons onto our deck. So Minoa Bellucci is a really good kind of like a draw engine for this deck list. So the final skill of Minoa Bellucci is that whenever it's our opponent's turn, while we have an Eosmon on our field, our opponent's Tamer doesn't unsuspend during their unsuspended phase. So this actually counters out some Tamers like Daemon or Mimi, or even the just any Tamers that requires them suspending their Tamers. Actually, we can counter with Minoa Bellucci. So Minoa Bellucci is the best Tamer for this Eosmon deck. Okay, moving on to our next white Tamers, we have the 2 copies of Takumi Aiba and 1 copy of the Taikami and Matt Ishida from BT05. So I included Takumi Aiba on this deck list because since we are hard playing most of our level 5 Eosmons, we are giving our opponent much memory. And if we are against something like a Rookie Rush deck, giving them so many memory is a bad idea. So Takumi Aiba can prevent those Rookie Rush strategies, because whenever a rookie of our opponent or our rookie attacks, we get to, that player gets to pay 1 memory. So Takumi Aiba is your counter for those Rookie Rush strategies. Another thing is that since we are hard playing most of our Eosmons, there is a tendency that we get to run out of cards on the later part of the game. So Takumi Aiba gives you an extra draw whenever we Digivolve, so this is a really good tamer for this deck list. Also, Taikami and Matt Ishida is here because first, most of the times there would be a level 6 on our opponent's side of the field since we have some limited removals on this deck list. And second, if they have a level 6, if they have a level 6 on their field, we get +2 more memory. So if you want to change this Taikami and Matt Ishida tamer into another Takumi Aiba, feel free to do so. I'm just testing out if this tamer is actually good for this deck list. Okay, now we're done with our Tamers and Digimons. Let's talk about our only option cards for this deck list. We have the 3 copies of Flower Cannon. So Flower Cannon is a really good clutch card because first, if this gets security check, we just hard stop our opponent's attacks because we get to suspend all of our opponent's Digimon without blocker. So on cases wherein your opponent is going for the win and then you suddenly security check a Flower Cannon, maybe the dice can get turned onto your side. So Flower Cannon is a really good clutch card. Another thing is that yes, if you have your level 6 Eosmon with security like +2 or +3 attack, the thing is if your opponent does have a blocker, it doesn't matter because they're just gonna block your hard-hitting Eosmon. So Flower Cannon with only two memory costs, you can suspend one of your opponent's blockers and then you can swing for a really big hit. So Flower Cannon is a really good offensive and defensive card for this deck list. And that's it for my deck preview of this Eosmon deck list. My initial thoughts on this deck is that this is somewhat like, it's similar to a Diaboromon deck, wherein you just want to swarm your opponent and then maybe keep giving them pressure with your multiple Digimons on your field. But the thing is, with Diaboromon decks being super reliant with their level 6s, which is Diaboromon, with this deck, you just have to hardcast your level 5 Eosmon and almost always that solves the problem. So I think I like this more over the Diaboromon deck just because you don't have to rely on your level 6 Eosmon, as well as I think it's a really fun deck to build around. And that's it for today's video, guys. If you love the content or love the deck list, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I also have a Facebook page at SaberKlein. And if you have any comments or suggestions that you want to add on this deck list, feel free to do so and comment them down below on the comment section. Till next time, guys, peace out.